There is a jar of peanut butter in your pantry right now, a bottle of syrup in the door of your fridge, a tub of yogurt your kids ate this morning, a bag of frozen chicken you are planning to cook tonight. Every single one of those products was chosen because of a name you recognized, a color scheme you associated with quality, a word on the front label: natural, real, original, farm fresh, simply, that made you feel like you were making a safe choice for your family. But here's the thing almost no one talks about. The front of the package is advertising. It is designed by marketing teams, tested in focus groups, and engineered to make you feel something before you read anything. The back of the package, the ingredient list, the nutrition panel, the fine print, that is where the product actually lives. And in 2026, the gap between the front and the back has never been wider. This year, we looked at over 60 mainstream grocery brands sold at Walmart, Target, Costco, Kroger, Aldi, and Amazon. We compared ingredient lists, checked reformulation histories, reviewed class action lawsuits, read FDA warning letters, pulled up USDA category definitions, and ran price per ounce comparisons on products that claim to be premium but deliver something closer to average. What we found is a pattern. Not every brand on this list is dangerous. Some are simply overpriced, some are misleading, some have quietly changed their formulas while keeping the same trusted packaging, and a few have genuine ingredient concerns that most shoppers would never catch unless someone told them exactly where to look. That is what this video does. We are going to walk through 15 brands you should stop buying, or at least stop buying blindly, in 2026. For each one, we will show you why people trust it, what the label actually says, and what you should reach for instead. And at the very end, we will give you a simple checklist you can use in any grocery aisle for any product, starting with your next trip. The brand that surprised us the most is near the end, and it is one that almost every American household considers a safe, wholesome family choice. Let us start. Brand number 1, Aunt Jemima, now Pearl Milling Company, Original Syrup. They changed the name, they changed the packaging, they updated the imagery. What they did not change is what is inside the bottle. Turn it around. The first ingredient is corn syrup. The second ingredient is high fructose corn syrup. That means the two primary ingredients in this product are two forms of processed sugar derived from corn. There is no maple syrup in this bottle, not a drop, not even maple flavoring from a real source. The maple taste comes from natural and artificial flavors, and caramel color gives it that amber tone you associate with the real thing. This is not maple syrup. It is not even maple-flavored syrup in any meaningful sense. It is a corn syrup blend with coloring and flavoring designed to remind you of maple syrup. And it is priced just low enough that most families never question it. The rebrand gave this product a second life, but the formula did not earn one. A better choice: buy real maple syrup. Yes, it costs more per ounce. A bottle of grade A maple syrup from a brand like Kirkland Signature at Costco, or even store-brand organic maple syrup at Aldi, contains one ingredient: maple syrup. You use less because the flavor is stronger. Over time, the price difference shrinks more than you think. Brand number 2, Kraft Singles. This one is a masterclass in label language. Kraft Singles are not cheese. They are legally classified as a pasteurized prepared cheese product. That distinction exists because the FDA requires actual cheese to meet certain standards for milk fat and moisture content. Kraft Singles do not meet those standards. Look at the ingredient list. You will find milk, whey, milk protein concentrate, modified food starch, sodium citrate, calcium phosphate, sorbic acid, and more. The product contains real dairy components, but it is assembled from processed dairy ingredients, rather than aged or cultured as traditional cheese. The wrapper says made with real milk. That is technically accurate, but made with real milk and this is real cheese are two very different statements. And the packaging, the familiar yellow, the word American, the association with grilled cheese sandwiches and childhood lunches, does an enormous amount of heavy lifting. If you want actual American cheese, look for products labeled pasteurized processed cheese, not cheese product. Better yet, buy block cheese and slice it yourself. Tillamook, Cabot, and store-brand sharp cheddar All give you real cheese with cleaner ingredient lists and often better price per actual ounce of cheese. Brand number 3, Land O'Lakes, butter with canola oil. This product sits right next to regular butter on the shelf. The tub looks like butter. The brand is one of the most recognized butter brands in America, and the front label says butter in large letters. But this is not butter. It is a butter oil blend. The ingredient list includes butter, canola oil, salt, and a few additives. Canola oil is added to make it spreadable straight from the fridge. That is a convenience feature, not a quality improvement. The issue is not that canola oil is poison. The issue is price and expectation. You are paying a butter tier price for a product that is diluted with a cheaper oil. And many shoppers grab this thinking they are getting pure butter in a more convenient format. If you want spreadable butter, leave real butter on the counter in a butter dish. It spreads fine at room temperature. Or buy Kerrygold or a store brand grass-fed butter, which is softer due to its fat composition and does not need to be blended with seed oil to become usable. Brand number 4, Wishbone Italian dressing. Pick up a bottle of Wishbone Italian and look at the ingredient list. The first ingredient is water. The second is soybean oil. Then you will find vinegar, sugar, salt, and a list of additives including xanthan gum, calcium disodium, EDTA, and natural flavors. Traditional Italian dressing is olive oil, vinegar, garlic, herbs, salt, and pepper. That is it. Wishbone replaces olive oil with the cheapest commodity oil available, soybean oil, and adds sugar, thickeners, and preservatives to simulate a texture and flavor that real ingredients would provide on their own. And it is not just Wishbone. Most mainstream bottled dressings use this same formula. The brand name and the Italian flag imagery on the label create an association with Mediterranean cooking that the ingredient list does not support. A better move, make your own. Olive oil, red wine vinegar, a clove of garlic, dried oregano, salt, pepper. It takes 90 seconds. Or buy a brand like Primal Kitchen, which uses avocado oil as its base and keeps the ingredient list short. Though even with those, always check the sodium. Brand number 5, Fairlife Milk. Fairlife built its brand on a premium promise: ultra-filtered milk with more protein, less sugar, and better treatment of dairy cows. The price reflects that promise. A bottle of Fairlife can cost 2 to 3 times what a gallon of conventional milk costs. But Fairlife has faced serious credibility issues. In 2019, undercover footage from an animal welfare organization showed disturbing conditions at Fair Oaks Farms, a flagship dairy supplier for Fairlife. The footage led to criminal charges against several farm workers and a wave of class action lawsuits alleging that Fairlife's marketing about animal welfare was misleading. Fairlife and its parent company Coca-Cola settled a class action in 2021. The milk itself is real ultra-filtered milk. The protein content is legitimately higher. But the brand's premium identity was built partly on an ethical story that for at least one major supplier did not hold up under scrutiny. If you are paying premium prices for ethical dairy, look into brands with third-party animal welfare certifications like Certified Humane or Animal Welfare Approved. Those certifications are not perfect, but they involve independent audits rather than company-produced marketing. Brand number 6, Bertolli Olive Oil. Olive oil fraud is one of the most well-documented food integrity issues in the world, and Bertolli has been at the center of it more than once. Multiple independent tests over the years, including testing highlighted by UC Davis Research, have found that some imported olive oils labeled extra virgin did not meet the chemical standards for that grade. They were either lower-grade olive oil, blended with other oils, or had gone rancid before reaching the shelf. Bertolli specifically was named in a 2016 class action lawsuit alleging that its extra virgin olive oil was not genuinely extra virgin. The company denied wrongdoing but agreed to a settlement. The challenge with olive oil is that the USDA does not enforce olive oil grading the way the European Union does. The term extra virgin on an American shelf does not carry the same regulatory weight that it does in Italy or Spain. Look for olive oil with a harvest date, not just an expiration date. A harvest date tells you when the olives were actually picked. Buy oils that carry certification seals from the California Olive Oil Council, the North American Olive Oil Association's Quality Seal Program, or well-regarded single-origin brands. California Olive Ranch, Cobram Estate, and Kirkland's Signature Organic Extra Virgin have all performed well in independent testing. Brand number 7, Tropicana Pure Premium. Orange juice, 100% pure and natural. This one may surprise you. Tropicana is real orange juice. It is not made from concentrate in its pure premium line. So what is the problem? The process. After the oranges are squeezed, the juice is pasteurized and then stored in massive tanks where the oxygen is removed. This allows the juice to be stored for up to a year. But removing the oxygen also strips the juice of most of its natural flavor. To restore that flavor, Tropicana and other major juice brands add carefully engineered flavor packs, mixtures of orange essence, orange oil, and chemical compounds derived from oranges, back into the juice before packaging. These flavor packs are technically derived from oranges, so the juice can still legally be called 100% pure orange juice and not from concentrate. But the product you are drinking has been deconstructed and reconstructed in a way that most consumers would not associate with the word pure. This is not a safety issue. It is a transparency issue. The product is legal, the juice is real, but the process is far more industrial than the sunny orchard imagery suggests. If you want truly fresh orange juice, squeeze it yourself or buy it from the refrigerated section where it is sold within days of pressing. Natalie's Orchid Island Juice is one brand that uses a more traditional pasteurization process and shorter shelf life, which means less flavor manipulation. Brand number 8, Tyson Frozen Chicken Products. Tyson is the largest meat company in the United States. Their frozen chicken products, nuggets, strips, patties, are in millions of freezers right now. And the brand has had a troubling pattern of recalls and food safety incidents. In recent years, Tyson has issued multiple recalls for various chicken products due to potential contamination, including concerns about foreign materials such as metal and rubber found in products. In 2023, Tyson recalled approximately 30,000 pounds of chicken patties sold at certain retailers due to potential foreign material contamination. Beyond recalls, Tyson has faced scrutiny over antibiotic use, worker safety conditions in processing plants, and environmental violations at production facilities. A 2023 report from the EPA noted ongoing concerns about wastewater discharge from Tyson facilities. The brand's dominance means it is often the default choice, but default does not mean best. Consider brands like Bell & Evans, Applegate, or even store brands at Aldi and Costco that carry no antibiotics ever certifications and have cleaner recall histories. Always check the USDA recall database before stocking up on any frozen protein. Brand number 9, Quaker Instant Oatmeal, Flavored Varieties. Quaker is one of the most trusted names in American breakfast. The smiling Quaker man, the warm bowl of oatmeal. The idea that you are starting your day with whole grains and simple nutrition. And to be fair, Quaker Plain Instant Oatmeal is a perfectly acceptable product. The ingredient list is short. Whole grain rolled oats. Done. But the flavored varieties, maple and brown sugar, peaches and cream, apples and cinnamon, are a different product entirely. The maple and brown sugar variety contains sugar as the third ingredient, along with natural flavor and caramel color. The peaches and cream variety contains creaming agent made from palm oil, modified cornstarch, and maltodextrin, along with artificial flavor and multiple forms of added sugar. A single packet of Quaker maple and brown sugar instant oatmeal contains about 12 grams of added sugar. That is roughly 3 teaspoons of sugar in a small serving of oatmeal. For a product that parents serve to children because it feels wholesome, that sugar load is significant. Buy the plain variety. Add your own cinnamon, a drizzle of honey, or fresh fruit. You control the sugar, you save money, and you actually get what oatmeal is supposed to be. Brand number 10, Febreze Air Fresheners. We are stepping out of the kitchen for a moment because this product is in millions of American homes and it deserves a closer look. Febreze markets itself as a product that eliminates odors rather than just masking them. The active ingredient in Febreze, cyclodextrin, does trap certain odor molecules. That part of the science is real. But look at the full ingredient list. Febreze products contain fragrance, a single word that can represent dozens of undisclosed chemical compounds. Under current U.S. law, fragrance formulations are considered trade secrets, and companies are not required to list the individual chemicals that make up a fragrance blend. The Environmental Working Group has flagged several Febreze products for containing ingredients that have raised respiratory and skin sensitization concerns. A 2023 EWG assessment gave some Febreze spray formulations poor ratings, noting concerns about volatile organic compounds and undisclosed fragrance ingredients. This does not mean spraying Febreze once will harm you, but for families that use it daily, in living rooms, bedrooms, children's rooms, on fabric, in cars, the cumulative indoor air quality impact is worth considering. Better alternatives: open a window. Use baking soda for fabric odors. If you want a scent, use an essential oil diffuser with oils you have vetted, or look for fragrance products that fully disclose their ingredients. Brands like Attitude and Branch Basics offer more transparent formulations. Brand number 11, Great Value Honey, Walmart store brand. Honey fraud is a global problem, and it has reached American grocery shelves. The concern with ultra-cheap honey, including some store-brand options, is ultrafiltration, a process that removes pollen from honey. Pollen is what allows labs to trace honey back to its botanical and geographic origin. Without pollen, there is no way to verify where the honey came from or whether it has been adulterated with added sugars like rice syrup. In 2011, Food Safety News conducted testing that found more than 75% of honey sold in U.S. grocery stores had no pollen. Store brands and bargain brands were among the most likely to be ultra-filtered. Walmart's Great Value Honey has been the subject of consumer complaints and independent scrutiny over the years regarding sourcing and purity. While Walmart has stated it requires suppliers to meet quality standards, the lack of mandatory pollen testing in the U.S. makes verification difficult. If you want real honey, buy from local beekeepers, look for True Source certified honey, or choose brands that specify the floral source and geographic origin. Kirkland's Signature Raw Honey at Costco and Nature Nate's Raw and Unfiltered Honey have both been better received in independent assessments. Brand number 12, Bumblebee Canned Tuna. Bumblebee is one of the 3 dominant canned tuna brands in America, and it has one of the most troubled corporate histories in the entire grocery aisle. In 2017, Bumblebee Foods pleaded guilty to federal price-fixing charges and was fined $25 million. The company had conspired with competitors to fix the prices of canned tuna sold across the United States. A former Bumblebee CEO was personally indicted and sentenced to prison time for his role in the scheme. Beyond the price-fixing scandal, Bumblebee has faced wrongful death lawsuits, OSHA violations, and repeated criticism about mercury levels in certain tuna products and sustainability practices. In 2019, Bumblebee filed for bankruptcy and was acquired by FCF Company, a Taiwanese seafood conglomerate. The brand continued on shelves as if nothing had changed. For canned tuna, look at Wild Planet, Safe Catch, or Trader Joe's branded tuna. Wild Planet packs its tuna in its own juices with no added water or oil, and the company publishes third-party mercury testing results. Safe Catch tests every single fish for mercury, which is a stronger standard than any federal requirement. Brand number 13. Yoplait Original Yogurt. Yoplait has been a staple in American refrigerators for decades. The small, colorful cups, the fruit on the label, the association with healthy eating and calcium for strong bones. But Yoplait Original is, by modern standards, closer to a dessert than a health food. A single 6-ounce cup of Yoplait Original Strawberry contains 18 grams of sugar. To put that in perspective, that is more sugar than you will find in a standard Chips Ahoy cookie, in a product marketed as a healthy breakfast or snack. The ingredient list includes modified cornstarch, kosher gelatin, natural flavor, potassium sorbate, vitamin A, and vitamin D. These are not alarming ingredients individually, but the overall profile, high sugar, thickeners, and flavoring, is more aligned with a processed snack than a clean dairy product. Compare that to plain Greek yogurt from Phage or Siggy's, which typically contains milk and live active cultures, and that is it. You can add your own fruit and control the sugar completely. Siggi's flavored varieties still contain added sugar, but significantly less than Yoplait, and they use simpler ingredient lists. The yogurt aisle is one of the most deceptive aisles in the grocery store. The word yogurt creates a health halo that many products in that section do not deserve. Always flip the cup and check the sugar line. Brand number 14, Coffee Mate Original Creamer. This is the one sitting on the counter in break rooms and kitchen counters across America. The familiar red cap bottle, the creamy swirl in the coffee, the assumption that you are adding cream to your coffee. You are not. Coffee Mate Original contains water, sugar, and partially hydrogenated soybean and cottonseed oil. Wait, partially hydrogenated oil? That is the primary source of artificial trans fats, which the FDA determined are not generally recognized as safe and moved to eliminate from the food supply. The FDA's compliance deadline for removing partially hydrogenated oils from foods was 2020, with some extensions granted. Now, here is where it gets nuanced. Coffee Mate has reformulated many of its products to remove partially hydrogenated oils. But formulations vary by product line, by format, liquid versus powder, and by specific flavor. Some older formulations and some powder versions have contained or may still contain hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils depending on when they were manufactured. The larger point stands, Coffee Mate Original is not cream. It is a blend of water, sugar, and vegetable oil with flavoring. The product creates the illusion of cream without using any actual dairy cream. If you want cream in your coffee, use cream. Heavy cream, half and half, or whole milk. If you want a non-dairy option, look for oat milk or coconut cream creamers with short ingredient lists. Califia Farms and Nut Pods both offer cleaner non-dairy creamers, though even those should be checked for added sugars and gums. Brand number 15, Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, and the their gr-er-reet problem. This is the brand we said would surprise you. Not because you do not know Frosted Flakes contain sugar. You do. Everyone does. Tony the Tiger is practically a cultural institution. The surprise is how this product is still positioned, who it is still marketed toward, and how the nutrition label compares to what most parents assume. A single serving of Frosted Flakes, 3/4 of a cup, which is smaller than what most people pour, contains 12 grams of added sugar. That is the daily added sugar limit that the American Heart Association recommends for children aged 2 to 18. One bowl, one sitting, the entire day's recommended limit, gone. And Kellogg's, now WK Kellogg Company after the company split, has spent decades embedding this product in the identity of American childhood. Saturday morning cartoons, school breakfast programs, sports sponsorships. Tony the Tiger telling children that a bowl of sugar-coated cornflakes is great. In 2024, the updated FDA nutrition label rules made added sugars more visible. Frosted Flakes now clearly shows that added sugar number. But the front of the box still features a friendly tiger, bright colors, and the word great, none of which tell you that this product is essentially a sugar delivery system shaped like a cereal. The alternative is simple. Buy plain cornflakes or plain whole grain cereal and add your own sweetness. A sliced banana, a handful of berries. Or look at cereals like Barbara's Morning Oat Crunch, Cascadian Farm Purely O's, or even Aldi's store-brand whole grain options, which deliver more fiber and dramatically less sugar per serving. Now let us pull all of this together. Here is your 2026 grocery checklist. 10 rules you can use starting today. 1. Read the ingredient list, not just the front label. The front is advertising, the back is the product. 2. Check the order of ingredients. Ingredients are listed by weight. If sugar, corn syrup, or a cheap oil appears in the first 3 ingredients, that ingredient is doing most of the work. 3. Look for the specific type of oil. Soybean oil, canola oil, palm oil, and vegetable oil are commodity oils used to cut costs. They are not equivalent to olive oil, avocado oil, or butter, regardless of what the front label implies. 4. Watch the sugar line on the nutrition panel. The FDA now requires added sugars to be listed separately. Use it. A product with 20 grams of sugar might have 18 grams of added sugar, meaning the sweetness is not coming from fruit or dairy. 5. Check serving sizes. Many products use unrealistically small serving sizes to make the nutrition numbers look better. 2 tablespoons of dressing, 3/4 of a cup of cereal, 1 tablespoon of creamer. Nobody uses those amounts in real life. 6. Do not trust the word natural. The FDA has not established a formal regulatory definition for natural on food labels, beyond meaning the product does not contain added color, artificial flavors, or synthetic substances. It says nothing about how the food was processed, what pesticides were used, or whether the ingredients are high quality. 7. Look for harvest dates on oils and honey. Expiration dates tell you when the product might go bad. Harvest dates tell you when the ingredient was actually produced. Freshness matters enormously for olive oil and honey. 8. Check for third-party certifications, but understand what they cover. USDA Organic covers farming practices. Non-GMO Project Verified covers genetic modification. Certified Humane covers animal treatment. None of them guarantee the product is healthy, clean, or worth the price. Know what each seal actually means. 9. Compare price per ounce, not price per package. A smaller bottle of real olive oil at $4 may be a better deal than a large bottle of blended oil at $6. Unit price stickers are on the shelf tag at most grocery stores. Use them. 10. When a product changes its name, its packaging, or its marketing, check whether the formula changed too. Rebranding is not reformulation. A new label does not mean a new product. Here is the truth about grocery shopping in 2026. The brands with the biggest advertising budgets are not always making the best products. They are making the most recognizable products. Recognition is not the same as quality. Familiarity is not the same as safety. And a trusted name on the front of a package does not override what the ingredient list says on the back. You do not need to be a food scientist. You do not need to spend twice as much. You just need to flip the package over, read what is actually in it, and decide if that matches what the brand is asking you to believe. Now do something for me. Go to your kitchen. Pick up one product, any product, that you bought because you trusted the brand. Turn it around. Read the ingredient list. And if something surprises you, drop it in the comments. Tell us what you found. If this video helped you see your grocery cart differently, share it with someone who is still buying one of these brands without checking. And if you want to go deeper, watch the video on screen right now, where we break down the 5 label words that legally mean almost nothing. Your grocery store is not going to warn you, but now you know where to look.